Good afternoon, everybody that's watching. I go by the name of DK Emmanuel Merimoth, and you are live on another episode of Cinnamon&Fire, where we put the spotlight on Nigerians and Africans in diaspora, or Africans in Africa as well, who are making and blazing a trail in the tech space and, breaking boundaries and doing the country proud. And for today's episode, I am honored and proud to have with us gentleman, Mr. Sixtus Njoku. Please introduce yourself. Just let us know your name. Let us know maybe the state that you're from, and then let us know what your area of expertise is, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, thank you so much, man. My name, as you already know, is Sixtus Njoku. I'm from Imo State, Nigeria, and largely my background is tech, right? I'm a developer.
Okay.
I'm currently building a software. It's an application for the healthcare system, healthcare industry in the UK.
Nice. Healthcare. So I think I will start with what was the spark for you? Like, what would you say triggered your interest in the tech space?
Okay, it's funny because originally I didn't have any idea about what the tech industry was all about, right? Prior to my BSc, my undergraduate studies, I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, as common as you can imagine, every Nigerian family wants to be a medical doctor.
Have a doctor, yes.
Yeah. So I actually took JAM 2 times. It didn't work.
Wow.
So within that period, I decided to sort of just apply and then see if I could have anything to do in the tech space. So I applied and then I got admission to study computer science.
Wow.
In Godfrey Okoye University.
Okay.
So after my CSE degree, after my 100 level as a computer scientist, I also applied for medicine as well.
Okay.
And my JAM school, it was quite good, but it wasn't good enough to get the course, right, to study medicine. So I totally abandoned that intention to study medicine.
Okay.
To be a medical doctor, rather. So eventually, 400 level 2019, I graduated. And within those times, I became super interested about, having a company, building a company in the tech space. I don't know exactly what it was going to be. So I was very intentional. I knew that I was going to exit Nigeria immediately after my undergraduate studies.
Okay.
So everything I was doing was sort of with the intention to exit Nigeria after my undergraduate studies and then my national youth service.
Okay.
So obviously it did work out. I finished my national youth service, have a little bit of stunts with INEC, and worked with a company in Nigeria before I exited.
Okay.
So I left Nigeria in 2021 for my master's program in the UK.
Nice.
Which was in information systems management, University of Bedfordshire, Luton. Finished my master's, had an offer which I rejected. I turned down because I wanted to sort of see if I could actually build a company in the UK.
Do your own thing, right?
So it got started actually. I had a co-founder who I worked with in that sense. He was from, I think, Cameroon.
Nice.
So we met on Y Combinator, a co-founder matching platform. Fantastic guy. We decided to build a company, to build a software that connects companies with creators to help these companies, market their products and all of that.
Okay.
But that didn't fly because we realized that was when the whole economy was sort of bouncy, fluctuations with currency. We decided to just totally abandon the idea. Okay. So eventually, we sort of split, myself and my co-founder as of then. We went our different ways. And then, I was like, what exactly should I do next? So I came across a newsletter by A16Z Health. So A16Z is probably one of the biggest venture capitalists in the whole world. And probably the biggest in the United States. A16Z is Andreessen Horowitz. So Andreessen Horowitz, the name is actually 16 letters. So that was the whole A16. That was how they generated the name A16Z. 16 being the 16 letters in the name.
Okay.
So I read about how AI was going to totally impact the healthcare industry. So I became sort of interested, right? I was like, okay, I don't have any idea in the healthcare industry. I've not worked there. I certainly can't be a doctor, neither can I be a nurse. So how do I sort of, see exactly for myself these inefficiencies in this health in the newsletter that I read?
Sorry that I'm going to interrupt you now.
That's right.
it's crazy how life goes, because you said your initial passion or your initial career path was supposed to be medicine,
Yes.
right? So what I want to ask is, do you think that that might have influenced your interest when you started diverting into the health tech sector? Because if you're saying that you started tech originally after leaving medicine, would you say you totally lost hope in the medicine aspect and then later got interest? Or was it something that in the back of your mind you felt like, I might still want to do this, I might still want to get into this?
So honestly, I mean, as soon as I left medicine,
Okay.
I sort of just lost that interest and that passion. So
Okay.
I didn't know that something else could probably lead me into the healthcare space.
Okay.
It was not there.
Okay. Understood. So that was just,
I just
it just happened. And,
exactly. I just bumped into
okay.
it.
Okay, so that's cool. So the reason why I had to cut you, because you're almost answering some other of my questions. So
okay.
I want to. So you said you worked with INEC and then went to Aleph.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the
Aleph.
question is, what would you say shaped you the most as a business analyst to prepare you for what it is that you're doing, in terms of like working with INEC and the little experiences that you've gotten in the places that you've worked? Were there any experiences particularly that you felt like, okay, this really was a defining moment or factor for me in terms of what I'm trying to get into?
Okay, so well, not so much as it is, right? For INEC, there wasn't that much experience
Okay.
compared to what it is like in the corporate industry. I mean, INEC is as big as it is. It's not a tech. It's not a tech company, right? So, but the most of the experience I had was with Boundless Pay. So yeah,
Sorry, what
I
did you
was
say with that? Boundless Pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I partially was working with Aleph. So
Okay.
Aleph is more like an investment firm,
Okay.
but I was working directly with Boundless Pay. So so Boundless Pay is a blockchain fintech company.
Okay.
Right. That is that they build they are building this app for global remittance whereby you can send funds across across the world from Nigeria.
Okay.
So using crypto as well. So and I love what they're doing. The CEO of the company, Mr. Franklin Peters, fantastic guy. He was more like sort of a mentor in that sense.
Okay.
So a couple of the apps or a couple of the softwares we developed really sort of helped to launch Boundless Pay into the spotlight. And one of them being the P2P payment feature, where it's more like where you use Binance, right? Have you ever used?
I've not used Binance before, actually.
So it's similar to what Binance do, whereby you're able to transfer money from
Crypto.
via crypto from using your wallet address.
Oh,
so it's sort of
okay,
similar in that sense.
Okay.
So and that experience at Boundless Pay sort of prepared me for I had an experience of what it is like in the corporate world, but it didn't prepare me for what we are facing currently
Okay.
as a founder in the current venture we are sort of working on at the moment.
Okay.
It's seriously difficult building a company.
I can imagine.
It's unbelievable, working
especially outside Nigeria.
Nigeria.
It's even different. Yes.
absolutely.
So I think you're actually leading into my next question. Sorry that I'm cutting you short a lot of the times, but the next
Totally
one is on. You seem to have worked on a couple of projects. Which one would you say gave you the most satisfaction? Like complete working on the project or completing the project? Which one would you say you did that you were like, yes, you can beat your chest and say, yes, I did something solid here?
Okay, I'll walk you back through my time with Boundless Pay. So I'm very logical and very systemic when it comes to problem solving. And obviously logic comes with mathematics. I'm not a big fan of mathematics, but I love the fact that you can put 2 + 2 together and then you see 4. Right. And you could write some lines of code and then you have an app working. So now there was this sort of feature we developed at Boundless Pay, which sort of allowed the whole P2P feature to sort of send money across.
Okay.
So there was this sort of debugging. There was this sort of block of code we needed to debug, and then the fact that I could be able to sort of understand exactly the inefficiency, the challenges originating from the already existing code, and debug this, I could really feel what we are building come to life, right? And that experience that experience made me realize that it's really not about just writing some blocks of code, right? Building an app, but something you could build that sort of transforms life.
Right.
And currently, what we are building in the health sector, right? The fact that we're able to train large foundational models, optimize for intelligence for the healthcare space, and are able to sort of be like, okay, I wanted to generate, say, the discharge report for so patient, and it does that in 3, 4, 5 seconds, helping nurses and doctors to totally remove the inefficiencies that comes with going through lots and lots of patients' record.
Okay.
It's satisfying.
Right.
So it's difficult because obviously if you are building anything that is going to be so simplistic, there'll be lots and lots of that, exactly, a lot of code at the back end.
Right.
So it's unbelievably difficult and tasking, having to stay lots of
Time.
late nights trying to understand exactly what you're building, trying to make it very simplistic for who you're building it for.
Right.
But it's super satisfying when you look back and then what you're building is kind of solving the real
Offering a
problem that
solution.
you've experienced. It's so gratifying.
Wow. So, whoa. So, when it comes to all these things that you mentioned now, I'm guessing in a way AI is integrated into all these things. So I know
Yes.
every time we hear about, when we are talking about tech and building products, we hear a lot about AI and how some people are feeling AI could take jobs or things like that. Like that discussion is. So what I'm saying is like, when it comes to what you're doing in AI automation, are you excited about the integration of AI with what you do? Are you like skeptical, or are you like, no, I don't really want AI?
Well, we're at that time when there is a new introduction in the tech world, and that's AI.
Right.
And fundamentally, it's an exciting period. Jesus
Okay.
Christ, it's so exciting because new industries are being created, new companies are going to be built,
Right.
new markets are going to be opened,
Right.
and that's because of the technology
Right.
at the moment. And we are full-blown AI company what we are building.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So largely, it's going to really take jobs. I'm going to be sincere. A lot of people are probably going to lose their jobs.
Right.
Some people in the admin space are probably going to lose their jobs. Some people, perhaps, in several other sort of industries, are going to lose their jobs because it's going to take jobs, especially the low level jobs, right? And I think it's also going to create new jobs.
Right.
You could relate to several other industries that were created. It sort of follows that pattern. Perhaps in the late 10, 20, 30 years ago, there wasn't anything like content creators.
True
And
that, yes.
social media came on board, and then today we have content creators.
Right. You're actually right.
So there'll be new introductions as to what's the next, where is this going to? Where is this going? Where is the technology? Where is it going? Where is it taking us to?
Right. Where's it leading to? Yeah.
So will there be new jobs created? Absolutely. Will jobs be lost? It's already happening.
Right. True.
Companies are cutting staff.
Right.
But I do have the view that though we are not seeing it now, but it's going to happen, that there'll be jobs created, and I think it's going to be fundamentally those who sort of learn how to use this
AI
technology.
properly, how to, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so I actually agree with that too, because you are mentioning something. I can imagine that maybe, let's say, old conventional methods of marketing, maybe newspapers and things like that, they probably would have said social media coming out might reduce people's needs to want to look at a newspaper because they have right at the touch of their hands. But at the end of the day, they are still kind of functional. And most of them that are doing well right now are the ones that have found a way to integrate social media marketing with what it is that they are doing.
Absolutely.
Yes. So actually, I guess that's a good way to look at it. So how do you keep the human touch in your work when you are in tech and, doing coding and all, is there any routine or anything that you have that might not be necessarily tech related or work related that still kind of give you that human? So, I don't know if you understand what I'm asking. Like, do you have any hobbies or any procedures that you go through that help you still keep that human touch even when you are doing what you do?
Yeah. I have a very, kind of boring life. I'm not fun. I'm not really fun to be with, but I do have things I enjoy. Like, I love playing games.
Okay.
Racing games, car
Okay.
race.
Okay.
That's something I do sometimes. Then another thing that I know do sort of, it kind of takes more of my time if I'm not doing any productive
Yeah.
work, is sort of anime. I watch animes a lot.
Okay.
Actually, my Sundays are for animes. So
Did I cut you short today? I didn't cut your session short.
no, you didn't.
Okay. Okay. So that's cool. So how would you feel like maybe that helps you relax a little? Because a lot of the times I feel like when we think about things that procedures that help work, we only think about things that are related to work. Meanwhile, a relaxed approach, even if that's all it does, is something that helps you function better. So that's the reason why they give vacation time for work, for instance, or something like that, because everybody understands that the better your mind frame is when you are working on something, it still possibly could improve the output or
Yeah.
yes, like what you do in the work. So that's the reason why I asked that question, because I feel like a lot of the times when we think about work, we only think about work and things related to work, and we kind of look down on the little things that we might do on the back end that could still help us and optimize us for work and our work processes. So what is something that may not show up on your social media or your LinkedIn, for instance, that maybe people don't, but people that are around you know? I don't know if you understand, like some of your passions or some of your skills that might not be on your social media platforms or your LinkedIn, but it is something that you do very well and people around you know.
Well, I don't know if I would answer this question properly, but I think if everyone around me would, attest to the fact that I am kind of very intense to work with.
Okay.
I'm very, very, action oriented. Like, I mean, why should we do it tomorrow if we can sort of do it now?
now.
Yeah. So it's literally my way of life.
That's good, actually. So, in terms of your journey now, you mentioned some of the things that you have created solutions for. Are there any things that you are looking forward to, any tasks that maybe short term or long term that you are looking to create solutions for that you are excited about?
So, like, seriously, all my excitement is like fundamentally in what we're building now and what I think it could be in the next 5, 10, 20 years from now. And within that intervening period as well, I think there is also something I think we could do in Nigeria. I mean, the whole power sector in Nigeria. I mean,
Yes.
having a nuclear reactor is some sort of, it's an idea I've been, fantasizing on inside of my head. But that's on the long term after we've sort of, gone beyond where we are at the moment, build this stuff for the healthcare and probably by God's grace, innovated the healthcare industry.
Okay. Lastly, I would say working with legacy systems, I assume that they can be challenging, as you have mentioned already. What lessons has that process taught you that you feel that anybody that is getting into the space should know from the jump? I don't know if you understand. So, working on the things that you have worked on so far, what are some of the experiences that you have learned that you can tell somebody who's just trying to get into that space now? Like, okay, these are some of the things I learned that could help you as well.
Well, number one is have no expectations as to how it's going to be, because it's really not going to be what you think it is. Probably get a mentor. I don't have mentor. I did have a mentor, but I didn't follow through in that sense. She's a female, fantastic in the United States, but have a mentor. They sort of help to shorten your journey. Read as much as you can, because every day new things happen, and if you're not as fast paced as you possibly should be, you are probably going to be left behind.
Right.
Be someone who is be someone that just wants to solve problem for people. So basically, and I know people might not agree, but I think it's fundamentally how people sort of become successful. Be always ready to get the job done, even if it's not what you're doing, even if it's not sort of your responsibility. Now, for instance, you're working in an office and then, there is this sort of work that the boss needs to be done and to be done quickly. Fundamentally, people probably might not want to take on that role or that responsibility. But as someone that wants to get on real quick on that ladder, jump on board, make yourself available. The boss would over time recognize you. And what happens is, if there are opportunities that need someone to sort of take or handle, you'll be the first port of call. And what happens that sort of it's now snowballs into opportunities after opportunities, whereby when people recognize you to be the guy who wants to take on more roles and responsibility, they call you on board. Yeah, it's going to be a lot it's going to be a lot, but over time, it opens lots and lots of doors for you, which I think is going to be very massive to your success, very fundamental to your success. So
okay. So yes, so actually, you mentioned number one, not thinking things are going to be the way they are. So don't go in there with a particular set of expectations.
Exactly.
Number two, you said making yourself available for roles, even if it's not necessarily your primary responsibility.
Yeah.
You also mentioned reading.
Yeah.
You mentioned reading and keeping up to speed with what's going on, because that can help you that can make or break you.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned the mentor as well,
Yeah.
having somebody that if you have any confusions or
Yeah.
anything that you can always run to, that can give you a little bit of clarity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And finally, be a part of a community.
A community, okay.
In that industry as well.
Okay.
It keeps you grounded and keeps you informed as well.
Okay. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. I think, and this is the reason why we try to keep it as conversational as possible, because you find that when things are a little bit serious, then all you can get is serious information. But when things is kind of playful, you can get playful information, but you can also access very key information, which is very vital, because like I say, I feel like everybody that is working on something needs that balance of being as relaxed as possible, but also having information and being as serious as possible at the task that it is that we're. So yes, thank you very much, Mr. Sixtus Njoku. We have actually rounded up this episode of having this conversation with you. If there's anything that you feel is very essential that you would also like to add in, I think this would be the time. Or if not, then we are also cool as well.
Honestly, I don't think I have anything to add, but I appreciate the time taken.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sixtus Njoku. If you are just listening, this remains Cinnamon&Fire. This is a platform where we want to put a spotlight on very, very amazing and talented individuals in the tech space, in the African diaspora, based in Africa or outside Africa as well, who are pushing boundaries and doing the country proud. It has been a very interesting episode today with Mr. Sixtus Njoku. It was very good to have you, and we wish you all the best, and we are looking forward to benefiting from some of the technologies that you put out in the world, and also looking forward to say, yes, I interviewed, I would say my name is DK Emmanuel Merriman, so you people remember, yes, I interviewed Mr. Sixtus. So tomorrow, if he gets big, when I say, yes, I interviewed him, you guys know that it happened first here on Cinnamon&Fire. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you most to everybody who is joining us. We appreciate you. God bless and goodbye.